Hey, konnichiwa minasan, it's Gray from Wakizashi's Teahouse over in Japan. Today it's a streamlined grey, as you can see. What do you think? I tell you what, it's really cold here, so I'm feeling it, the back of my head, when I'm at work. But enough waffling, let's get on with the show. It is the new pick and mix from Gray. I've got some recommendations from last week's comics and comics to look forward to in the coming week. So, my picks from last week are Hellblazer, Dead in America, issue 2. Spawn 350, come on, how could it not be there? Also Cobra Commander issue 2 and Ultimate Spider-Man issue 2. An honourable mention goes to the Superman Batman World's Finest 24, which was the end of the Kingdom Come story arc. Did you read it? Or have you been reading World's Finest? I've kind of dropped in and out of it, I don't know about you, but the Kingdom Come storyline pulled me back in, as they say, just when I thought I got out. And yeah, I enjoyed the conclusion. Of course, it's got wonderful art by Dan Mora, so that's always a plus. But yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it and recommend you give it a look. I dropped longer reviews of both Hellblazer and Spawn on my channel, so if you've not checked those out, please do. But I want to talk briefly about Cobra Commander and Ultimate Spider-Man 2. Cobra Commander 2 was a fast read, but man, it was so much fun. Again, I'm pretty new to this whole universe, so I don't know the characters that well, but I've learned that Buzzer and Ripper, I mean, come on. How much they sound like Aussie names, Australian names, it's so cool, like nicknames, but what are they called? They're called the Dreadnoks. The Dreadnoks went wild. It was a crazy, kind of violent issue. It was just, yeah, as I say, so much fun. It was a fast read. I'm having a great time with Cobra Commander, and I think maybe issue 2 was even more enjoyable than issue 1, and I did like issue 1, especially the kind of sci-fi fantasy Cobra La setting for half of that issue. So yeah, I'm on board. It's pulled me in. Ultimate Spider-Man 2, I think, is so much better than the first issue. The first issue was very slow going for me. Still a good writing, but a tendency to be over verbose and too much focusing on people talking. Now, yeah, there is quite a bit of that in this new issue, but we also get to see Spider-Man at last. We see Peter Parker, the new version of Spider-Man, in a black costume. Not the classic one, but he's all in black, a bit like a ninja, but with his face covered. We see him swinging through the streets, trying to learn how to, control his powers. We see him fighting Shocker in a couple of really funny scenes. Shocker as well, and Spider-Man, drawn so well by Marco Cicchetto. Seriously, it just looks gorgeous. There are panels in this issue which, yeah, it's worth your money just to see those. What else was good? I like the kind of banter between J. Jonah Jameson and Ben Parker. They have a moment, shall we say? Share a moment in a Turkish steam bath, is it? Or a sauna. But yeah, it was fun to hear them kind of branching out on their own. They're going to set up their own newspaper and see where it goes from there. And what else was good? May Parker, the Peter Parker and Mary Jane's daughter. And what happens with her in the issue is really cute. It's really funny and it's quite moving as well. And I'm liking this setup with Kingpin and Captain Britain, the French. Oh my God, sacrilegious! The French version of Captain Britain in this universe. So yeah, I'm on board. As I say, I enjoyed this more than the last issue. So this is a big recommend. Okay, let's get on to the new releases for this coming week. The ones I'm looking forward to, the ones I want to shout out. Here we go. Let's start with the indies for this week. The big release is Savage Sword of Conan, issue 1. It's an oversized magazine format issue with a new Conan story by writer John Arcudi and Max von Fafner on art. There's also a Solomon Kane story written and drawn by Patch Zurcher and a prose story from Jim Zub. Plus, if the release dates are right, we also get Conan the Barbarian, issue 8, on the same week, the same release day as the new Savage Sword of Conan. It's a double Conan week. Here is the main cover for Conan the Barbarian, issue 8. Not too sure about this one. Let's have a look at some of the variants. Oh yeah, this is cool. This is a Patrick Zurcher cover. And there's also one by Greg Broadmoor. So there we go, looking good. I've got to tell you, I've got an admission to make. I've actually read a preview copy of Conan issue 8 and it's fantastic. It just continues this really good sword and sorcery with a focus on the sorcery storyline of Conan right now. It's just been great fun, very entertaining, spooky, sexy, dark, surprising. So yeah, big recommend from me. I'm also looking forward to reading issue 3 of Duke from Image, Skybound. As you can see on the cover, the Baroness. The Baroness is back. Written by Joshua Williamson, art by Tom Riley. So yeah, this has been a blast of a series so far. The first 2 issues were very good, surprisingly good for me, pulled me into this new universe, and yeah, got me like really keen to read the next issue. So looking forward to this. And one more indie comic to shout out. Finally, after what seems like a long time, it was a 4-month break I think, Ice Cream Man issue 38 comes out, Escape from Garyland. Tell you what, it just looks bonkers, it looks awesome. Look at this cover, completely bizarre. Love it. Is there a variant for this? Oh yeah, there is, okay. Well, to me, this is nowhere near as impressive as the main cover. Look at that, let's go back to the main cover. Garyland! Gary, are you okay? I don't think so. For DC Comics, I'll be giving Detective Comics another shot, as I enjoyed the last issue, especially Riccardo Federici's art. Let's have a look at this main cover here. Nice, okay, and couple of variants. There's one by, this is by the main artist, Riccardo Federici, so I'm not sure who's doing the main cover there. I'll have to check that in a second. There's a Francesco Francavilla cardstock variant, and a Sebastian Fiumara. Wow, weird looking cardstock variant too. Okay, this is the main cover, but a black and white version. It says it's Evan Cagle or Ivan Cagle. So that's the main cover for you. Do you prefer the colour version or the black and white? And one more from DC. We also have the new issue of The Penguin. Do you know what? I almost gave up trying to read the flipping thing. There's a good story in there, but you've got to get past the flipping wingdings. If you don't know what a wingding is when the writer uses symbols instead of a curse word. It's like, look, either don't bother writing the curse word, think of another word instead, or, just change the language. Or put it in like John Constantine, The Dead in America, the Hellblazer series. That actually has them in because I guess it's DC Black Label for mature readers. But yeah, Tom King, man. I mean, the last issue, I thought the story was good, but I got put off because I couldn't read half the dialogue because it was wingding in like insane levels. So there we go. That was my complaint about it. Use different words. You're supposed to be a writer. I only have one pick from Marvel this week. I've been hearing good things about this series. It's called Avengers Twilight by Chip Zdarsky and Daniel Acuna. So I'll catch up on the first 2 issues, ready for issue 3, which comes out on Wednesday. I do hope it's as good as I've heard. A Phil Noto variant here, and the main one is, of course, Alex Ross. Alex Ross with... Wait a minute, who's on the cover here? Is that Miss Marvel? It's a strange angle, she's looking down on us. It looks like Giganta or something. A variant cover here by Daniel Acuna, the main artist. And there's a Sarah Pichelli Lightning Bolt variant. Ooh, and a Torin Clark variant too with Captain America, Iron Man and Miss Marvel in the background. Okay, just to shout out the big titles that are coming out. I won't be picking these up, but if you're reading them, we have Amazing Spider-Man, issue 44. We also have Wolverine, issue 44. What a coincidence. They're both $4.99. There's a new issue of Miles Morales Spider-Man, number 17. Green Arrow, number 9 from DC. The Immortal Thor, issue 7 from Marvel. The Flash, issue 6 from DC Comics. Si Spurrier on that. I tell you what, I wish he was writing as well as he's writing Hellblazer, but The Flash has just lost me. Then, of course, Avengers Twilight I just mentioned. Scroll down to the next row. We have Invincible Iron Man 15. Image Comics have got World Tree 33, issue 8 from James Tiny Onion. Sorry, folks. Harley Quinn 37. I can't believe that's got to 37. The aforementioned Duke, issue 3, definitely picking that up. Then there's the Radiant Black, issue 28 and 28.5. Still not worked out what the difference is in those. Do they tell different stories? Monstrous, issue 49 from Image. Still going, eh? I thought that was on a eternal hiatus. And Resurrection of Magneto, issue 2. On the third row of 8 books, we have Batman the Brave and the Bold, issue 10. The Penguin, issue 7. Dead X-Men, issue 2. Dead X-Men, doesn't that sum up the whole series at the moment? Ice Cream Man, as I mentioned, 38 comes out. Jay Garrick the Flash, issue 5 from DC. Power Girl, issue 6. Marvel Comics have got Carnage, issue 4. Wow, I've completely forgotten about that. And Image have Undiscovered Country, issue 28. Okay, in the fourth row, this is the last one I'm going to cover. We've got that new weird version of Punisher, issue 4. There's a Spider-Punk Arms Race, issue 1 coming out. $4.99. Looks like most of the Marvel are all $4.99 now. Image have got the Phantom Road issue 9. Cable issue 2 from Marvel. Oh, it's a $3.99. Very rare. Conan the Barbarian 8, of course, I talked about that. Amazon's Attack, number 5 from DC. Star Wars, Thrawn Alliances issue 2. And Newburn issue 15 from Image Comics. That's Chip Zdarsky too, isn't it? Okay, so that's the ones I want to shout out. I hope you enjoyed my selections for the picks of the week. We'll have to see how they go. I do really hope we get some great comics this week. But yeah, really looking forward to the double Conan selection. Hey, okay, and before I finish, I want to shout out Something Physical, which I picked up recently. And it is an indie book. It's an author I've heard about, an artist and writer I've heard about before, but never actually read. Terry Moore. Terry Moore's Parker Girls. I got the omnibus after hearing a great review on the Awesome Comics podcast. Now, Terry Moore's been doing indie work for, I think, a long time. Let's have a look at some of the art. I'll show you. It's black and white inside. Really good storytelling. There we go. See, this shows up on the screen. As you can see, he is very skilled at drawing individual characters, you know, having their own faces, their own style, their own personalities. Also a very good writer. I do like what I've read so far. I'm about halfway through the book. It's exciting, it's intriguing, it's sexy at times, it's scary, a little bit of violence, shocking. Yes, there's lots of dialogue, there's lots of conversations, but when you're reading good writing, you know, when it's been written well, I don't mind if I'm reading conversations. Let's have a look if I can find an action scene. Oh my God, what's going on here? I haven't got to this part yet, but just give you an idea. There we go. Good to have some indie recommendations, and if you've got any for me, do let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear. So that's about it. That's it for a pretty short pick of the week and recommendations for this coming week. Thank you so much for watching and listening. I really appreciate it. And as I say, do let me know what you enjoyed last week. I'd love to hear from you and what you're looking forward to this week. This has been Gray from Wakizashi's Teahouse. Checking the time, it's 7:30 p.m. on a Monday night as I'm just finishing recording this. And looking forward to seeing you in a future video. Shout out to all the members of Wakizashi's Teahouse Dojo. Arigatou gozaimasu, and I hope to see you very soon. Mata ne.